All right, family, peace, prosperity, and abundance. Peace, prosperity, and abundance. I apologize for any noises you may hear because I am sitting right directly next to a window, so bear with me. Okay, so happy Cancer season to any of my Cancers that have birthdays this month. Welcome back to Earth Goddess TV. If you're new, welcome, welcome. On this channel, we talk about basic astrology and spirituality. And if you are part of the Earth Goddess gang, you already know what time it is. So today, family, we're going to talk about basically Cancer, rising slash ascendant, and basically the personality traits of a person who will have this placement, and a little bit of what rising stands for in astrology. So let's hop right into it. So basically, when you think about your ascendant slash rising, most people who are into astrology know of the ascendant slash rising basically as a part of the big three. And if you're not familiar with the big three are, that consists of your sun, moon, and your ascendant. So their ascendant slash rising is that third one that everyone is relating to. So basically, what that rising represents, and kind of to give you an ideal of astrologically how to look at it. Basically, if you look at the ascendant horizontal line on your chart, that whatever sign that is, basically that's the zodiac sign that was ascending on the eastern part of your chart when you were born. So, say if you're like a Scorpio rising, then your descendant would be a Taurus. Cancer rising descendant would be a Capricorn. So basically, whatever zodiac sign it is, your opposite sign would be on the opposite end of the chart, which is the descendant. So basically, how does this relate to you? Well, this relates to you because in astrology, the ascendant slash rising represents basically your ego, yourself, your physical body, your traits, and also your interactions with the world. All your first and last impressions. Some people will like to look at it as basically the mask or the face that you put on when you're dealing with the outer world. So, yeah, basically you could look at it like that because most of the time when you're dealing with people that you're unfamiliar with or you're not close to, you're gonna basically show a different part of your personality and your character versus you how you would be with someone you're completely comfortable with or someone you've known for a very long time. So a good indicator of where this placement is, again, just look on that horizontal axis on the eastern part of the chart, and that ascendant will be red there, and that'll let you know your attitude that you give off to the world and how you interact with people that you're just meeting. So another thing I want to jump into when it comes to the ascendant is pay attention to the planets that's within the same house is the ascendant, or anything that's close around it, like say the 12th of the first house, just anything that's conjuncted like really close within that area. Simply because the rising is plays a significant role in the chart, and most of the time, most people could resonate more with their rising versus their sun sign. But the planets that say whatever sign that your ascendant is, the planet ruler is basically like the planet of that the planet ruler of that sign is the ruler of that chart, and basically that rising sign will basically dictate the relationship with the rest of the planets within your house. So that's why it's extremely important that you have the correct birth time so you can understand your chart better and how that rising sign affects everything else in your chart because it's highly important. Most of the time, it's not saying you can't get an astrology reading if you do not have the correct ascendant time. You can. It will only tell part of the story. So you want to make sure that you have the correct birth time so you can have the correct ascendant time as well. So to this is also important because once you get like a better understanding of your personality and how you come off to the world, you'll understand also too, like maybe blind spots within your personality or negative traits that is within this sign that you or may not be aware of, that may conflict with other people, especially, and this especially rings true, say if you have any like opposition or squares to your moon or not or your sun. especially your sun. So you just make sure you have to be careful with this as well. Um, some, I did mention before that some can identify more with the ascendant versus their sun. And I look at this mainly because a lot of people, depending on, like I said, any oppositions or square to the sun, people may resonate more with their rising versus their sun. And it's mainly because they're probably more comfortable with the traits of their rising versus their sun because of the, aspects within the chart. And this is definitely a thing here. And this is also a learning lesson on how to work with those energies and use the best of those energies so it can work out well within your life. So what I want to hop into today, family, I wanted to hop into Cancer rising. So you have a Cancer rising, your descendant will be Capricorn, and I want to get into kind of like the personality traits of a person with a Cancer rising. So with the Cancer rising, we know the Cancer is intuitive. It's the mother, it's the womb, it's the nurturing, the caregiving in nature. So when you run across any Cancer risings, they definitely have this nurturing, motherly aura about them. They're very caring in nature because this is the crab. But you also have to keep in mind this is cardinal energy, and it's kind of standoffish and cold as far as in its outer appearance to people, because you understand this is the crab. So it's soft on the inside, but it's hard on the outside, and that outside shell protects them. So if a person is not really familiar with how like the Cancer personality operate, they can be seen as people who have a tougher outer shell. You can't really get a read on them. They come off aloof, cold, not caring or not having feelings. But that's really not the case, because they are sensitive in nature and they're so intuitive and they're so nurturing. They want to protect that. So what they'll do is they'll kind of like fill out the emotions of the people around them in their environment, and they'll then make the assessment on how to interact with these people, even if they want it or even if they want to. So that's what it is with the Cancer rising here. Now I know, Cancers, because it is dealing with the emotions, some people can see them as coming off as moody, not really in control of their emotions, overly emotional, like extra sensitive, extra angry. Um, yeah. So the good aspects, this is still a cardinal energy. It is water, but it's cardinal energy. So with that, you're dealing with the go-getter mentality. They're very like first in line, aside from the fire sign, when it comes to getting things done and completing tasks and projects and stuff like that. Most of the time you run into people with the Cancer rising, they're very family oriented. A lot of them do value the relationships with the matriarch or the mothers within their family. So again, they do have that mother nurturing, or even if they say are a male. But it's definitely rings true with the females as well. Now I know with the Cancer here, they do a lot of the time long for like past situations, or just have an interest in things of the past, especially when it comes to like history and stuff like that. So what not Capricorn, look, think about their opposite. What Cancer have to do here is make sure that they're not being actually too stuck in the past, or getting their emotions too caught up in past situations, whether it be good or bad, because what they can do is keep them in a state of stagnancy. So Cancer has to be careful not to do that here. And there's nothing wrong with reminiscing about good things that may have happened in the past, but it's also good to kind of just like break out of that and just jump into that cardinal energy, as far as in either lessons that you can take from those things that keeps repeating in your mind, and how to apply it now to your future situations. So that was it for my Cancer rising family. Stay tuned. I will definitely crank out more Cancer related videos. So Again, also what I wanted to start doing is adding more links down below on my videos. So I will start back adding my personal information. So below this video you will see my personal Instagram, and also as my business Instagram as well. So those links will be link below under the drop down. And also too, if you do want to pull up your birth chart, I will put a link down below for that as well, so you can actually look at some of these placements or things that I'm talking about while I'm making these videos. Alright, happy Cancer season, and stay tuned for my next video.